In the meantime, they asked me to give them 5 minutes. I can ask some of the questions, and I just want to know if the students that apply for the test, is there any preparation class for it? The parent that is asking this question, this is Mr. The answer is yes. My understanding is that here at school, Ms. Smith and Mr. Metz have been preparing students for the test. However, historically, students that are taking the specialized high school test has been preparing either through the DREAM program, which is a program that the DOE has in place for elementary age school students. And many students begin preparing privately since they are in the 4th grade. This is a very competitive exam. About 13,000 students take that exam every year. And about 5,000 kids get selected throughout the 9 specialized high schools. Right now, we don't know when the test is going to be. We do know that the registration deadline, it is sometime next month. And which when you open your MySchool account, you could see the deadline because it's right on it. And that's the only way to register for the test. You will need to open your MySchool account, register your child for the specialized high school exam, list the schools that you want to be considered once the scores of the exams are available, and then wait until April to see if your child gets selected. Thank you. Yes, November 15. I do know that it is sometime mid-November, so thank you for confirming. November 15, we got confirmation is the deadline to register for the specialized high school test. The test will be at MS 390. That's something that we need to confirm, because in prior years, our students were assigned to report to Bronx High School of Science by Reservoir Avenue. That is at the area where Lehman College is. And then I remember last year, because of the pandemic, we were able to have our students coming into the building to take the test in-house. So that is something that we have to confirm. It's not confirmed yet, if we will be able to do it this year as well. Any other questions? All right, that's about the specialized high school test. Everyone received last week a letter from the Department of Education providing you with the guidance on how to create the account, and also explaining what were the items that you will need to create the account. So there was a unique code identification number that is on the letter, and also the student ID. The student ID can be found on the letter, on a report card, on any documentation pretty much that's coming from the school. The student ID is there, and that number will follow your child until they graduate from high school. Once they graduate from the 12th grade, that's no longer they won't need that number anymore. So with that said, I'm going to try to share the website of the Department of Education. So this website is available. The DOE website is available to everyone. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see what I see. All right. And there it is. You can Google this. All you have to do is type in Department of Education, New York City, and you are going to get this screen. The beauty of the screen, that is the facing of it, the interfacing of it can be translated in multiple languages. So yesterday I was doing the Spanish session. So because today is in English, I am going to select English as my preferred language right here. And now, voila, the website is completely translated back into English. From this page, you're going to go to enrollment, enroll by grade. You're going to scroll all the way down, and you are going to click where it says high school. And from there, you are going to encounter a series of videos. The DOE have put together 8 videos to provide parents with a detailed understanding on how the process of applying for high school works. For the sake of this session, we're only going to focus on video number 5, which is on how to create the account. It's a tutorial. And then we are going to do the walkthrough, as I am going to explore how to search for school using the MySchool high school browser directory, which is a digital platform that we can also find on the DOE website and also just by Googling it. It has its own page. So let's see if we can listen to number 5.
In this video, we'll show you how to create a MySchools account and add your child to it. What is MySchools? MySchools.nyc is both an online directory of New York City public schools and your personalized application. You can use it to explore program options, create and submit your child's application, and get their middle or high school offer. To set up your MySchools account, there are 2 steps. First, create your account, and second, add your child to it. This fall, every 5th or 8th grade student currently enrolled in a New York City public school will receive a welcome letter with instructions and a unique account creation code. If you have more than one child applying to school this year, you will receive a...
All right. This is the letter I was talking about at the beginning. Everyone should have gotten that letter. If you do not have the letter, you need to send me an email because I have copies of those letters and I can email you a copy directly. On the top of the letter, you could see where it says account creation code. They all must be entered in capital letters when you're creating the account. And if the student ID is not there, in this case, it's not there, but I know that this year, the letters have the student ID, which is right there, right either above the account creation code or below the account creation code line. Yes, Mr. Duran.
A different code for each child. If you do not receive your welcome letter in the mail, please contact your child's current public school for a copy. If your child currently attends a private or parochial school, contact the Family Welcome Center to set up your MySchools account. Learn how at schools.nyc.gov/welcome centers. How to create your account. Once you have your welcome letter, read the first section. It walks you through how to create your MySchools account. Please note, if you've already created a MySchools account for another child in a previous year, you do not need to create a new account. Just log into your current account using the same email address. If you've forgotten your password, click the Forgot Your Password link on the login page and enter your email address to receive a password reset link. If you don't yet have a MySchools account, go to myschools.nyc and select or click on Get Started. On the following page, enter your information, including your email address. Then click Next. This will send a message from MySchools to the email address you entered. Log into your email account to find and open this message. Click the link in the message to confirm your email address and keep setting up your account. Please note, you cannot continue until you click this link. Now you're back on the account setup page. Here, you'll enter the rest of your information, including your phone number, address, and preferred language. Please note that the address you enter must be a New York City mailing address. Don't worry if it takes a little while to load. The system sometimes needs time to search for your address. Once you've entered your information, click Submit. When you've reached the dashboard page, your account is fully set up. Now that you've created your account, the next step is to add your child. To do this, you'll need 2 things. Number 1, your child's MySchools account creation code, and number 2, your child's student ID or OSIS number. We'll start with number 1. You can find your child's unique account creation code at the top of their welcome letter. Please note that this code is different from your New York City Schools account or NYCSA creation code. Your New York City Schools account is a separate online resource where you can access your child's grades and other information once they're enrolled in a New York City public school. For MySchools, you will need your child's unique MySchools account creation code. Moving on to number 2. All current New York City public school students, including charter school students, have a 9-digit student ID or OSIS number, which you can find on their report cards and transcripts, in your New York City Schools account if you have one, or by asking your child's current school. Once you have both your child's account creation code and their student ID number, you can add your child to your MySchools account. Here's how. Go to myschools.nyc and log in. On your dashboard, click the large Add a Child button. If you're using a mobile device, scroll down. This button is located towards the bottom of the page. On the next page, select the NYC residents applying to middle schools or high schools option and click Next. On this page, you'll enter your child's student ID in the top box using no spaces or dashes. Now enter their 6-letter account creation code in the bottom box in all capital letters. Then click Next. Be sure to double check your typing. If it doesn't work the first time, try again with the same student ID and account creation code. The following screen will confirm that your child was added to your account. Click Go to Dashboard and you'll now see your child listed here whenever you log in. Once you're logged into your account, you can also explore every program that your child is eligible to attend in a personalized version of the middle or high school directory.
Mr. Duran, you can.
You'll also be able to.
Thank you, Mr. Duran. So at this time, I'm gonna try to do the walkthrough so you could see everything that you could do, whether it's from your smartphone, a tablet, or your personal computer. It is very important that when you create the account, if you haven't done so yet, is that you need to have an active email. We need the parents' email to open the account. Do not use your children's school email because it's not going to work. You're not going to get the information that way. The Department of Education Office of Enrollment, if actually they want to reach out to you, they will send you notifications to your phone so you can go and access your MySchool account so you could view any notifications related to high schools that are available for you. So I'm going to try to show my screen again. And I am going to share the MySchool website so you see how it looks, which is what you saw in the video. Without creating the account, you can scroll all the way down and you're going to find the browser that allows you to look for schools. There's 3 ways to look for schools. I by no means can tell you your child should go to school A, B, C rather than 9, just because many high schools are all about what the kids like, the interest, and also how the parents feel about the area where the school is located. I know that safety is the number one interest for the parents, that wherever my child goes, I want my child to be safe. So it is very important to understand that I can make recommendations, but at the end of the day, parents need to decide which are the schools they are going to add. On the application, once you create the account, you can only select 12 schools. When you create your MySchool application, which is virtual, you need to put 12 schools. 12 schools will give your child 97% chance that when April comes, your child will be matched to 1 school. If you put less schools, yes, your child may be matched as well, but you know the percentage of the likelihood of your child being matched is going to decrease. So that's why the DOE says pick 12 schools and put them in order of priority. Number 1 should be the school that you really, really want. Number 2 should be the 2 that you prefer in case 1 doesn't accept you. Number 3, you prefer that one in case 1 and 2 doesn't accept you. So on and so forth. Of all the schools that you list, only 1 is going to give you an acceptance letter. If your child takes the specialized high school test and he or she scores high enough to be offered a seat in one of the 8 specialized high schools that are set based on the test scores, then on that letter of April, you should have 2 schools. One from the general 12 and one from the specialized that you indicated on the application. If you don't see any school from the specialized high school on that letter, that means that your child didn't make the scores and he didn't get an offer for the specialized schools, and automatically the only option available for the public schools will be that school that accepted your child from the 12 choices that you selected. By no means you say, Ms. Paul, I'm not putting 12, I'm only gonna do 6, I'm only gonna do 8. I'm not arguing. It's your application, it's your child's application. Just understand that the less school you put, the less the percentage of being matched in April decreases. Yes, I said April and I will repeat April. The deadline of this application is gonna be sometime in December. And then we're gonna have to wait until the end of March, April to find out which school accepted your child. You will get a letter by mail in your house. You're also gonna get a notification in your email letting you know, go to your MySchool portal because the letter is there so you can access it. Also, I get copies of those letters. So if the parents don't get it, they can always reach out to me. The kids can tell me, Ms. Paul, I didn't get my letter. Can I please get my letter? And you know, the conversation that week comes about, the letters are coming Friday, the letters are coming next day. So the expectation is huge and everyone, that's all they talk about. They wanna know what school accepted them for the fall of 2022. So once you're in the directory, you're gonna start browsing. You're going to click on high schools. And like I said before, 3 ways to search for schools. You can enter your address. Once you enter your address, let me see if I am able to get something worked out for me, even though I don't have an account. Andrews Avenue, Bronx, New York. Let's see what happens. Perfect. So if you notice, the map on the right-hand side shows the little home, which is the address that I just entered, which is the school address. And then all these little balloons here, these blue balloons are the schools. So if I click this one right here, it tells me right away. Let me decrease this so we could see it. Let me see if we can have a better view by putting it in 100. All right. All right, so let me try again. What happened? Okay, there I am. So if I click, oh, the school disappeared. What happened? Maybe when all right, so I'm going to select another one. So the point is you can click on any of the bubbles and automatically it's going to take you to the name of the school and the profile of the school. And on the map, it's going to show you where it's located. You can zoom it in, zoom it out, so you can look at the area. You can look at, you know, what neighborhood, what's nearby, what landmarks is nearby. On the left-hand side, you're going to see the address, the school website, how to get there by public transportation. The overview talks about what the school is known for, what is that their focus in during those 4 years of learning of your child. The performance of the school relates to survey and data that comes from parents, the school, and from student survey. For instance, the school has an 80% of students that graduate in 4 years. That means if 80% of their kids that start in the 9th grade and finish the 12th grade, 80% of them graduate. In this school in particular, if we look at the number, 554 students between 9th and 12th grade. So let's say that about 100 and something students, so out of 100 and something, about 90 kids graduated in 4 years during that last school year, because this is always the year before. Then the next data talks about that 50% of the students that graduate from that school end up enrolling into college. 80% of the students maintain a good attendance. 87% of the students feel safe in the hallways, bathrooms, locker rooms, and cafeteria. And then 61% of the student feels that the school offers a variety of activities that keeps them engaged extracurricular wise after school. It talks about more academics in terms of what they offer. It continues talking about the sports, what they know for. These are competitive sports. They have competitive sports. Anything that's PSAL is what they call varsity. They compete with other high schools throughout New York City. Other features of the school, in this case, this is a school that every year, if they have available 10th grade seat and parents in the 9th grade decide to apply to high school again, they can apply and they will have seats available in the event that the parents put down this school as one of their options. They talk about accessibility, which is primarily for students that are in wheelchairs or have limited mobility. And last but not least, once you create your account, if you want to save the school as part of one of your choices, you are going to click on the star. It's going to turn blue, and automatically the school is going to end up going into your favorites of your MySchool account. And then when you're ready to put up all the schools together, all you have to do is click with the mouse. You're going to click and drag it onto the section. Or with your finger, if you're using your phone or your tablet, you just tap on it and you drag it into the application section. Everything is digital. Let's click on where it says Bronx Collaborative High School and X19A, that is the code of the program. Some schools have a program name based on, let's say, computer and science, something of that sort. And some schools, their program name is actually the name of the school. And this is one of them. So if I click on it, it gives me information about what the program entails. What is the program about? It talks about the breakdown. So if you look at it here where it says general education, last year, this school received 505 applications, but they only had 118 seats for the 9th grade. This is important that you pay attention to it. Why? Because many times it's not that the school doesn't want your child. It's that if a school receives 1,000 applicants, 1,000 kids in New York City wants to come to their school, but they only have 115 seats for the 9th grade. There's no way around it. They're going to look at the child holistically. Most of them will look at the child holistically. They're going to look at the grades. They're going to look at how they did on the state exam last time they took it. And in the case of this class, the last time they took it was on the 5th grade. So they're going to look at those. And they're also going to look at the records, behavior, attendance, all that good stuff. Based on that, they are going to kind of stream what percentage of schools they're going to take that are probably level 1 or level 2 or level 3 or level 4. The only schools that get away with selecting students that are on the high end of the academics are students that are at level 3 or 4 on the ELA and math exam, and the students that have an 85 or higher on their grade from the 7th grade. Those are the screen schools. Screen schools, there's not many, and the few that there are, they have the luxury to say, if you're not a level 3 or 4, and if you don't have a record of grades from the 7th grade, 85 or higher, unfortunately, you are not going to be considered. So most schools have a more holistic approach to admissions. They look at everything. And then if you look at admissions method, that's important, because if the admission method is a screen, that will be those schools that they set their bars. They said level 3s and 4s and students that are 85 or higher marks from the 7th grade. Now this school in particular is a great example. They're not screen, they are open. And what that means is that they select students randomly. So if they're gonna set 100 students in the 9th grade, and all these students are from level 1 to 4, they will say, I will take 25% of my kids level 1. I might take 25% of my kids level 2, so on and so forth. And that will be the 100 kids. But again, they don't have a picture of your child. All they rely is on what they see on the records of your child from their time they've been in the DOE. I'm going to go back just to explore another one. And this is the best part, one of the best way for me to find schools, because I don't confine in my recommendations to just pick schools from the Bronx. There are schools in the Bronx that will easily take your child to get there 45 minutes to an hour during rush hour. The same thing if they were going to Manhattan. So I like to use the filters. So for the filters, I like schools that are small. This is just an example. You can pick big schools, small schools. This is the size. I'm going to pick small schools. Sports is very popular, basketball. I'm going to select basketball. Interest area, I'm going to look for engineering. I'm going to look for computer science, for technology. You could pick only one. You could pick as many as your child likes. The interest area is usually the focus of the school when it comes to elective. All the schools will teach you the same thing for the 4 years. The only difference between one school and the other is the elective. Some schools, the elective is around law. Some schools, the electives are around art. Some schools, the electives are around technology, and so on and so forth. And then I am going to go down and see science and mathematics. Here it is. I'm going to apply. And then right now, if you look at the map, it's giving me all the schools throughout the 5 boroughs that have programs based on the special areas that I checked in. Now, I want to even more filter because I want to focus on Manhattan and the Bronx. I'm going to go to more filters. I'm going to go to Bronx, and I'm going to click Manhattan. I'm going to say apply, and voila. On the map, only the schools in the Bronx and Manhattan that offers programs related to mathematics and technology. And based on that, you could explore each one individually based on the interest. You have to do this search. I don't have data by heart, like I said. My experience with the high schools have absolutely been based on the experience of MS-390 students and parents that already went to that school. My students tend to come back within the first month of high school and visit. They still live in the neighborhood. And they're the ones that tell me, Miss, I love my school, and they give me their reviews. Every January, we used to do for the past 3 years, we haven't done it obviously because of COVID. We do what we call an alumni panel, and we invite kids that are in high school, 9, 10, 11, and 12th grade. We invite them to come, and then we bring the 7th and 8th graders down to the auditorium where they can talk to them about their experiences in high school and the schools that they are attending. So again, who best than the kids to relay their experience on a given school? And also the parents. They usually come back if they have smaller children still attending middle school, and they do engage in conversations with us. Oh, my child ended up going to Eagle Academy, and the experience so far has been wonderful. So we're very happy, we're very pleased. So based on that is what we make recommendations. We don't know the principals from those schools. We have very limited access to visit those schools. And in the past, when I have orchestrated what we call an in-house school fair, I have managed to invite many high schools throughout New York City, and my turnaround around is usually like 10, 15 high schools tops. And I do invite over 50. So the ones that get to come and collaborate, they get to meet our students, and they get to reach out more to those families of students that were there and they met. So that's pretty much our experience. Someone is asking, what about if my son is moving to a different class? He has been moved about 3 times. Okay, I will address your question, Mr. Martinez, as soon as I finish with the presentation. Okay, so just stand by. Any other questions pertaining to how to find schools? Please feel free to unmute yourselves and ask, or put in your question on the chat, and I'll be more than happy to assist you.